Welcome back. Another day, another repairs. I just came. It's night around let me check what is our time right now. Around 24 past 10 in the evening. I just came for a short video. So today what we have this Dell laptop. It's a Dell Inspiron 15 series. The laptop obviously stayed. The customer called me, you know what, I need to go to school and it's urgent, so I have to come and do this repair overnight. So the laptop is dead. Let us look for the charger. Right. The first step, I'm gonna check the voltage on my charger. As you can see, the charger is 19.52, so my charger is good. Let's plug our charger. I suppose we must have some charging lights, but in this case we don't have any charging light, and the laptop is just dead. No sign of life. When you try to power on the laptop, nothing happens. It's just dead. So I suppose we have a motherboard fault here. So let's open our laptop and see what's the problem. First, let's remove the battery. Screws, it seems as if we have some missing screws. Maybe somebody tried to open this laptop. We don't have any screw this side. The back cover, we can't see anything here. Okay, let's plug the charger and check some voltages. I can see some capacitors. We do have small capacitors here, which I believe is our main power rail. Let's take out the hard drive. That's the SATA hard drive. And let's come with our multimeter and see what's going on here. As you can see, we have around 1 volt. Maybe it's not the main power rail. We have some few capacitors here. We don't have any voltage. So I think we have to open the whole laptop here and see what's going on here. That's the Wi-Fi card. Check out the Wi-Fi card. Four screws. think the back cover is coming out. Back cover is to come out. Now let's take out the keyboard first. Keyboard is out. We do have some more screws here. More screws, and I think the back cover must come out, or the top, I'm not so sure what is supposed to come out here. We have one more screw here. Or switch connector. Yeah, we are now inside our laptop. We are now inside our laptop. So let's plug the charger and see what's going on here. Our charger is plugged. Ground, where's the ground? You can always get ground from USB. There's a brown circle things, so put ground here and come on the plus. You can check on our test meter. We do have 19.52, meaning to say our charging port is good. So what we can check next, because we have so many components, we have capacitors, we have MOSFETs, we have chipset, we have some resistors, so we don't know exactly what is the problem, but we can try to look for a power rail. Let's go and check on the input. I understand on the input we have two first MOSFETs which act as switches. From there we have current sensor. After that we can see different power supplies. So let's check for our first two MOSFETs and see if we do have 19 volts there. So from this side of the board, as you can see on the charging connector, we don't have any MOSFET there. So I suppose those first two MOSFETs are on the other side of the board. As you can see, there's nothing on this side of the board. So let's disconnect the charger, disconnect cables. That's the screen connector, speakers. We don't need this at the moment. We need only the motherboard. Yeah, that's the other side of the engine. As you can see, it seems as if someone once tried to fix this laptop before. We can see some, that's the BIOS battery is stuck with some glue there. So let's plug the charger. Let's plug I think we need to take out this charging port. Let's take out the charging port. Our charging port is out. Let's plug the charging connector on its socket. Let's come with the charger. Right. This is the other side of the board. So we do have the DC in, that's the charging port connector here. As you can see, DC in, charging port connector. So our 19 volts is coming from the charger to this connector, and here we checked, we do have 19 volts, meaning to say our charging connector is good. From there, our power is going through a diode, which is just acting to protect the motherboard in case of any damage. This diode will go and short, and it will protect other components on the motherboard. So I suppose our 19 volts is coming from that charging port to this diode. After this diode, you can see we do have this chip, which is our first MOSFET, second MOSFET, and then we do have the current sensor. From there, our 19 volts goes everywhere. So we'll check if we do have voltage after these first two MOSFETs. That is our first step. So always use ground from here, the USB ports. So we check before the diode, we do have 19. After the first MOSFET, we do have 19 volts. After the second MOSFET, we do have 19 volts. So our 19 volts seems to be present. We can look for other power supply and check if we do have 19 volts. We can see here we have many coils, and on these coils we have these capacitors, and I suppose these capacitors, they are connected on the main power rail, and we must have 19 volts there. So we can check on our multimeter, 19.5. Let's look for a different power supply. Check 19.52. So we can safely say our 19 volts power rail is okay. What to check further? We have the screen connector. Sorry, we do have the switch connector. There we must have 3.3 volts. So let us check. And our 3.3, we have 3.39, which is okay. So our 3.3 volts is present. That's bad. That's quite bad. So we have 19, we have 3.3, but the laptop is not coming on. Why? 5.2 volts, 3.39. Okay, what I want to check further, I want to disconnect this switch. And what I want to do, I want to connect this switch here on the switch connector, and check if my 3.3 is going to 0 when I press the switch. We can check, we have 3.9, pressing nothing, maybe I'm on the wrong pin. Second pin, we do have 3.19, pressing the switch, 0, release, 3.3. Again, pressing our switch, the ground is not properly connected. You need proper ground here. 3.19, pressing 0, release, 3.3, 0, release, 3.3. So why this laptop is not coming on? Why our laptop is not coming on? Let us plug these cables back. Screen connector, screen connector back. Let's plug the charger. Let's try to power on the laptop. Nothing. Okay, so what I want to check, few things on this laptop. Let me tell you something what's going on here. When we check the 19 volts, we checked the 19 volts is present, 3.3 is present. We try to power on the laptop is not coming on. I don't think it's the BIOS issue. We can try to remove some glue and reset the BIOS battery, but I don't think that's the issue in this case. That's our BIOS, but our BIOS battery is out. Let us reset our body, plus and minus. Just hold a while. We are resetting our BIOS. Yes, that should be okay. Let's put back and test again. Maybe that's the issue. Let's see what's going on here. Just our charger. Power on. Nothing. So it's not the issue here of BIOS battery. I know if I was going to skip this portion, maybe viewers, they are going to say maybe it's the BIOS battery. That's not the case. So we do check our 19 volts, we checked our 3.3, we try to power on the laptop is not coming on. Mostly if we do have all those voltages and we keep on pressing, the power is not coming on, probably our super ion or our microcontroller is dead. But before we can conclude that our super ion is dead, we need to do further checking, because I found in many cases we order the microcontroller. After that, we discover that after replacing the super IO, our laptop is not working. We do further checkings. We discover that the processor is dead, because this kind of laptop, inside, beyond this heatsink, we do have a processor. It's mounted on the board. If anything goes wrong and this processor died, there is no way we can bring this motherboard back to life again. So let's check. Let's remove the heatsink. Our heatsink is out. Yeah, let's put our test meter on diode mode. Want to check few things there. Ground, we do have the BIOS chip, and pin number 4 is ground, pin number 8 is plus. We don't have short here. Let's come with 3.3 on the BIOS chip. Pin number 8, which is our VCC pin. Let's switch to 3.3. 3.3. .26, that should be okay. Lower the amps to 2 amps, that should be okay. It's taking 0.061 amps, which is fine. Let's go on our test meter. Wanna check, we do have our microcontroller here. That's our microcontroller, and what I want to do, I want to check if this BIOS chip has anything to do with this controller. So I'll go on the pin number 8, which is the VCC pin, the voltage pin, and come on the beeping mode and see if we do have any beeping mode which is connected with pin number 8. Check on the multimeter. Check on the multimeter 00. So that's our BIOS chip. Our 3.3 is connected to the Super IO or our microcontroller, and we do have 3.3, and our laptop is not turning on. So what I'm gonna do more, I wanna check if we still have if our processor is still okay or not. So what I'm gonna do, we do have some capacitors, these tiny capacitors on top of the processor. So what I will do, I will connect one probe to ground on our test meter, and I'll go on all this capacitor to check for short. Here we have we can safely say our processor is still okay because of the resistance to ground. It's not like 00. So in this case we have a problem of our microcontroller. Our microcontroller is dead. So I'll phone the customer, will tell him to wait until we order another controller, and then we'll do the second part of this video. So that's how we diagnose and found problem from the charging port going to the power supplies, eliminating the fault until we come to our final problem. So it's unfortunate I don't have this, we do not have this controller in our stock, so I can't finish up the video right now, but we'll order the controller and come for the second part of this video. We can't fix everything, and all technicians have to admit such kind of jobs. When you found the problem but you can't fix the problem, that's the case here in Zimbabwe. We do not have many spares. We are relying on spares from old motherboards which have been broken for other issues, and I can't really order it online for the reason that here we can't charge too many customers. It is a poor country, people they won't pay much. So ordering this either on AliExpress or on Alibaba, the cost of the ship to arrive here in Zimbabwe is too expensive. It's close to $100, and this side the customer can't pay so much. So we'll try to look for same engines with different faults and replace. If we fail, we'll return back the laptop to the customer. At least you see how we diagnose and found the problem, and I will put all together. So don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos. See you on the next part. Thank you.